Or what are things you're fearful of?
I'm fearful of leaving this world without having my positive footprint finished.
Hmm.
Not fearful of death,
Yeah.
but fearful of that. Not having that enough time to leave something that lives beyond me.
What's your masterpiece?
Yeah.
What's your masterpiece? Do
Well,
you know it? Or
okay, well, I think my masterpiece would be being remembered and how I loved. That would be most important to me, and how I served others. And then I would say, yeah, I would really love to get some books out and, you know, publish some books and maybe even a martial arts book, but mostly poetry and also some fiction. I think those will come about as masterpieces.
a mindful life for you?
Paying attention to what you attend to.
Hmm.
So it can be completely life transforming. If you can, you can't do that every moment because you're not going to get anything done. But it's about this kind of living your life. For me, the experience is that my senses are open and I know what's going on now and here. And asking yourself the question, what's going on here? That will keep you in the moment. You know that. So mindfulness is really a practice. It's an every moment practice. And I definitely use that in my writing, and I definitely use it in my teaching. I have rituals of meditation and prayer. In fact, today I just went on a prayer run.
I'm sorry? A prayer run?
Yeah. I dedicate sometimes my runs or my jogs to like praying. I pray throughout the whole time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just a connection to the natural world without headphones or... So, and it's, yeah.
Something like meditating? How do you channel everything else out?
I kind of talk to myself.
People see you run and talking to yourself.
I really am, like inside my head, and I'm praying, and I'm thinking of the people that are suffering in my life, and I'm, like today I dedicated a few of my sprints that I did to somebody in my life that's going through cancer. So, like, and that's sort of how I bring mindfulness into my life, because it should be ritualized a little bit so you can practice it, and then it sort of spills over into the rest of your day with intention. Yeah, intention is huge. I mean, I can be aware that I'm drinking a glass of water and not be mindful. You know, but being mindful that I'm drinking a glass of water, it means I have this kind of, 360-degree awareness. I have my senses.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how you're experiencing my energy and how I experience yours. That's mindfulness.
So I know you teach. Who's been some of the biggest teachers in your life?
Besides my parents that have raised me, and my aunt and my grandparents, I would say all the teachers at the Ripon Karate Club, Master Peterson, Master Mathers. Some of the best teachers in my life are my students, because they teach me so much about patience and sort of re-languaging things so that I'm trying to get my point across differently. I am a huge fan of, I've never met these people, but I'm a huge fan of Bruce Lee, of course. Danny Inosanto, who's his first student. And then I'm a science-minded person too, so I love Rachel Carson, who is an environmentalist. She's not with us anymore, but, and then I have all the poets that I love. They're all teachers to me. Carl Jung.
Yeah. I know this is a word I've heard you use before, so what is
warrior mean to you?
Warrior means to me having the grit and guts to be yourself.
Is that why you connect so much to that word?
Yes, I do, and I think that also is a practice and a process. It's not like there's a way to being a warrior and then you're a warrior. It's the way of.
The way of.
So it's ever evolving. It's never, there's not an end point. And warriors to me are people who serve other people and are part of like the human agenda, that are part of the humanitarian agenda, like Jane Goodall. You know, amazing work that she has done, and the people that are out there trying to better this world, those are warriors. That they can be themselves, follow their passion, and think bigger.
Like share with me and everyone else the things that, you know, from wellness, all the things that you're involved in and that you're doing.
Well, I have a lot of things that are kind of in the process of getting completed, and one of them is something that I call Whole Sacred Wellness, and that is an internet course that will be launched in the spring of 2013, this coming year. Yeah, I'm really excited. And it's, you know, I looked at it just the other day because I'm writing this for Daily Ohm.
Okay.
And so it'll be accessible to anybody, anywhere. You know, you don't have to be in Wisconsin. But the exciting part about it is that it's sort of a synthesis of everything that I've done with my life. Because I keep journals. I have maybe almost 30 journals now. And I went through them and tried to write this course on what made me feel balanced. So I've taken myself through the course over and over again, pretty much, and refined it. And it's an 8-week course. And it's all about lifestyle balance. And it's not just about being fit and exercising, although that's part of it. It's about removing the obstacles that are, again, keeping you from being your highest potential. The saddest thing is to see people who are in their own way.
Are these all the things you kind of put together that you think are necessities to someone's wellness?
They're kind of like anchors. But for each person will be, I mean, for this course, for the one that's coming up this spring, definitely be more generalized towards an audience base. But when I meet with people next year and have more of this individual approach to it, I'll see what's really important to them and what they value. And then we're going to make their wellness wheel customized.
How excited are you for this?
This is just exactly where I need to be. So very excited. It's just, you know, I'm able to kind of put together this kind of psychology background that I have, fitness background, martial arts and what I call warrior psychology, like learning mental resilience. And I'm able to like...
Mental resilience?
Yes.
Like that.
Mental hardiness. Gotta have it.
That's awesome.
And then, you know, I'm able to kind of present a model, a program for what a balanced lifestyle is. And I'm not teaching it more than anything that I'm a collaboration. I'm in collaboration with them.
I see.
So I'm on their team.
Do you like fashion?
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Do you find that shallow to ask that question? I look at that as your personal art.
So yeah, I love that question because when I talked about my teacher, who we lost in 2007, he was a Jewish Buddhist, and he was practicing both.
Is that the correct term, Jubu?
Yeah, it's the correct term today.
You didn't just combine that.
There's a lot of Jubus actually. Yeah, and he called himself that, so I feel okay saying that. But one practice that he had, and other practice, you know, other of these Buddhist traditions, and I know I keep mentioning it, but one thing I love about it is that it's a very, it just works so well with martial arts because there's this way of expressing yourself. And one thing is fashion. I mean, I remember when he would say, you know, that his teacher made him tailor his suits because he wanted him to be dignified and wanted him to feel good in his clothing. And, you know, so I really think fashion is an extension of your mood, your attitude, your confidence. It also can impact you from external to the in. So it could be here or it could be. So I just, you know, I have guilty pleasures of watching fashion shows on YouTube all the time. Yesterday I just did it. I was looking at Burberry fashion show. My favorite time of the day is during the twilight because the day is starting to turn into night. And then you have this kind of place in the light where both are being honored, day and night. And I think that is, you know, and so you have this kind of, this gap, this in between. And then the night becomes the day, you know. And and that's the same way that I look at the beauty of being human, is that you have to honor the shadow that we all carry with us, and you also have to honor the light and goodness and basic goodness.